Hello and welcome back to episode 13 in my Let's Say Night Unlimited Bladeworks playthrough. In the last episode, Shiro and Rin went to Ilya's place only to find out that the 8th servant, Archer, Gilgamesh and Shinji were already there. And, well, killed Berserker and, did the same to Ilya and took something from her body. I don't remember what it is. I don't know. Maybe related to the Holy Grail or something. But anyway, after that, Lancer turned up and made an alliance with Shiro and Rin to go against Caster and the other servants that are under Caster's control. And, well, let me load up the last save file we had and see what happens next. I think we are going straight to the chapel where Caster is holed up. Night, stay night. Before that, there's just one more conversation. When we get out of the forest and day breaks. Before they head to the church, the girl tells him the fact that she kept hidden. I tell you this now, but the pendant that you gave me back to me is one of a kind. She doesn't say what it means, and he doesn't pursue it further. It is because that is unnecessary. That is an unnecessary matter, and they are about to fight their biggest enemy, Caster. Only one pendant. So I think what I said in that episode was right. Or my assumption, more. The one that he found in the room and returned to her. The one that he picked up that night and put into his desk. Now is not the time to be pursuing that contradiction. That's all I have to say. The pendant that you found in my room is something Archer returned to me on the day you were stabbed by Lancer. I just assumed that was something that he picked up. The decisive battle is near. The roof of a tall church can be seen in the corner when looking up at the sky. Susaka says she wants to confirm things one last time. Our roles are decided. Lancer will draw Archer and Saber away from Caster. We will use that opening to fight Caster. In response to Lancer's sarcastically asking if we'd be able to defeat Caster. Yeah. I think I can outwit Caster if I can fight her one-on-one. Susaka replies with confidence. I don't know what she means by outwitting her. She wouldn't tell us even if we asked, so it must be a strategy that has a lower success rate if she tells her allies. And all I need to do is fulfill Tosaka's demands. I will keep Kuozuki from protecting Caster no matter what. I project his swords however many times it's necessary to do that. I close my eyes and dive inside myself. The magic circuit that flows inside me is stable. Magecraft beyond one's capacity will destroy the user themselves. The first time, half of my body went numb. Second time, projection was surprisingly easy and had no effect on my body. There's no guarantee that the third time will be the same, but I think there should be no problem if if it's just copying his sword. My body is stable. Through sheer awareness alone, I have access to the magic circuits that were so difficult to create before. It's like there's a fake never behind my normal nerve, and I'm able to reserve them just with a press of a button. There's part of me that wants to believe it's because I got used to it. I can easily prepare the swords. Projection has become my primary weapon. It's improved greatly compared to 10 days ago. Not only has the control of the magic circuits improved, but even my sword technique has improved. The reason behind it? I stopped myself from thinking about the reason. It's top priority to defeat Caster and get Saber back. Asking myself stupid questions can come after the battle. My headache gets worse the closer I get to the church. It's just like when I was looking for Tosaka, but I stopped thinking about that. The sunrise is grey. The sunlight is blocked by the clouds, sealing the dawn's brightness. The sky above is cloudy. The sky is closer to black than grey, and reminds me of that time 10 years ago. It's going to start raining soon. A dull white sky. That man was standing under the cloudy sky that smelled like it had just stopped raining.
君のことだ。必ず来ると思っていた。
I knew you would come. He stares at Tosaka with cool eyes. Tosaka doesn't say anything and stares back at Archer.
それで、用意した策は何だ？何の手立てもなしで勝負を挑む君ではあるまい。
So, what's the plan you've prepared? You're not the type to challenge someone without one.
ああ、とりあえず、てめえの相手はこの俺だ。
Yeah, you're fighting me.
驚いたな。私を失い、数日と経たずに新しいサーバントと契約したか。
I'm surprised. It's only been a few days since you've lost to me. And you already made a contract with a new servant? Since you've lost me, sorry.
やれやれ。私もそうだが、君の移り気もなかなかのものだ。これは、たもとを分かって正解だったかな。
Good grief. I'm the one to talk, but you're quite fickle. Maybe cutting ties with you was the right thing to do.
構わないわ、シロ。あいつの挑発になんか乗らないで。
It's fine, Shiro. Don't let him provoke you. She stops me, still staring at Archer. But it's obvious looking at her face. Even if I know he's provoking her, it doesn't change the fact that those words hurt for those words hurt for Tosaka.
前から気に食わねえ野郎だと思っていたが、てめえ、少年から腐っているようだな。
I didn't like you from the start, but it seems you're rotten to the core.
おう、裏切りは勘に触るか、ランサー。自分が裏切られたわけでもないのに、律儀なことだ。
No, does betrayal get on your nerves, Lancer? You're not even the one who got betrayed, or faithful of you.
別にお嬢ちゃんに肩入れする気はねえよ。
I'm not supporting the young lady.
単にてめえみたいなサーバントがいるってことが気に食わねえだけだ。
I just don't like how there are servants like you.
英雄の誇りか。まったく。どいつもこいつも同じようなことばかりを口にする。
A hero's pride, huh? Jeez. Everyone says the same thing.
あのキャスターでさえ、そんなくだらないものを持っていてな。死した身で今さら、何の栄誉を守るというのだ。
Even Matt Cass had such a ridiculous thing. What honor do you have to protect when you're dead?
正直、私には君たちの考えが理解できんよ。
To be honest, I can't understand how you people think.
ああ、しなくていいぜ。考える手間を省いてやる。
Yeah, you don't have to. I save you the trouble. Conversation ceases between the two of them. All that's left is Lancer's sharp intent to kill, and Archer's calm intent to kill. They are about 10 meters apart. The knight in red and the knight in blue confronting each other is like a reenactment of that night.
ランサー
Tosaka calls to the blue bag.
お前たちは中に行け。こいつをぶっ倒したら俺も行ってやるからよ。
You two go inside. I catch up to you once I beat this guy.
分かってる。けどランサー、アーチャーは
I know, but Lancer, Archer is...
ああ、手抜いてやる。あいつには土下座して、お前に謝ってもらわなくちゃいけねえからな。
Yeah, I go easy on him. I need for him to get on his knees and apologize to you. Without looking back, he smiles while still staring at Archer.
ありがとう。
Thanks.
助力に来てくれたのがあなたでよかった。
I'm glad you're the one who came to help us. Go around the two and run to the church. Archer, the guard, casually lets us go through. No, he had to let us through. Archer's already confronting Lancer. If he gave us attention in such a situation, he would get stabbed in the chest by Lancer's next move. Either he doesn't let us go, but he gets attacked by Lancer, or he lets us go, but confronts Lancer. If he's really guarding this place, the choice should be obvious. We run around the courtyard and open the door to the church without hesitation. Behind us,
まったく、面倒なことになっちまったな。
jeez, this is troublesome.
何がだ、ランサー。
What is Lancer?
いや何、あんな顔で礼を言われた日には手抜きもできねえ。
Well, it can't go easy after she thanks me like that.
そういうの困るだろ。おいそれと主を裏切れない身としちゃ少しばかり眩しいってもんだ。
That's troubling, right? She's a great master, but I'm not the one who is able to betray my master readily.
随分と甘いのだな、ランサー。君は隣の芝生は青いという言葉を知っているか？
You're rather naive, Lancer. Do you know the saying, the grass is always greener on the other side?
何言ってやがる。
What are you saying?
なもん、俺が知ってるわけねえだろうが。
Of course not.
悠長にやってる時間はないわ。ランサーがアーチャーと決着をつける前にキャスターを倒すわよ。
We don't have much time. We beat Caster before Lancer and Archer settle their match. I know. We shouldn't waste our breath. So are you sure I can leave Caster to you, Tosaka?
ええ。とことんまで追い詰められるだろうけど、それでも手は出さないで。シローは久月先生をできるだけ引き離してくれればいい。
Yes, I'm sure. I'll be thoroughly cornered, but don't hate me. You can just try to keep Mr. Kurozuki away as long as possible. We go past the chapel and head to the door leading to the courtyard. I won't hesitate if Tosaka says so. Most of all, I don't know if I could put back Tosaka up even if she were in trouble. My opponent is Kurozuki. I wouldn't even be able to dodge his fist attack if I'm paying attention to Tosaka. Kasa's presence is getting closer. She must not even be hiding her powers, as the church is surrounded by Kasa's magical energy. With this amount, she must already know about our raid. Trace on. I knit together the illusion as casually as I can using the 8 steps. I got used to it, as the swords are in both hands within a minute. Here, a light headache. Even though I'm getting used to it, it takes some sort of toll on my body after all. Projection is certainly affecting my body without me realizing it. Is it my imagination? For a moment I thought Tosaka had hung her head in sorrow while running next to me. We go down through the darkness. We run down the stairs that go underground and go out to the open area. And after that, we jump off the railing of the stairs down to the sanctuary like before.
あら、飛び降りてくるなんてまるで猿ね。
Oh, you guys are like monkeys jumping down like that.
何を急いでいるのだか知らないけど、人間なんだから階段ぐらいは使いなさい。
I don't know why you're in such a hurry, but at least use the stairs if you're human. We land in the sanctuary. This is supposed to be a surprise attack, but Kasa greets us with composure. There's Tsuchiro Kurozuki standing beside Kasa. I feel no enmity or bloodlust from him. It is his battle posture. His clear murderous intent is even hiding the dreadfulness of that man. In that regard, he's even more like an assassin than the servant assassin right now. His saber is at the altar. The situation is the same as 2 days ago. Saber is tied from the ceiling, with her head hanging down. I'm relieved we made it, but at the same time, it worries me how awfully quiet she is. I feel like Saber was a bit more in pain before. She was shaking slightly, as if breathing with her whole body to go against Cass's magical energy. But she's silent now, like she's frozen. I have a bad feeling. It's good Assassin is not here, but we won't be able to get out of here alive if my worries are true.
来たわよキャスター。いろいろ考えたんだけど、やっぱりあなたには消えてもらうことにしたわ。
Hey, Caster. I thought things through, but I've decided to have you eliminated.
目障りだし邪魔だし煩わしいし、何よりその格好が気に食わないのよね。今時紫のローブなんてどこの田舎者よって感じでさ。
You're an eyesore. You're in my way. You're troublesome, and I don't like the way you dress. You look like you came from the countryside with a purple robe in this day and age. Tosaka insults Caster, who is full of composure, as if refusing to lose against her. Even though she's saying such things, she must actually be feeling the opposite from the way she's slowly closing in on her. Now's not the time for me to be concerned about Saber either. If Tosaka is going to close in on Caster's counterclockwise, I close in clockwise. Caster and Kurozuki. If we're going to separate them, we have to attack them from both sides and isolate our enemies.
見逃してもらった分際で随分と勘違いをしたようね。今時の魔術師は 皆こうイノシシ頭なのかしら。これではアーチャーが見限るのも当然ね。
You seem to be making a big misunderstanding as someone who has just let go. All mages nowadays so reckless. No wonder Archer gave up on you. Tosaka insults must have worked on her, as Kasa is glaring only at Tosaka. I use that opening to move. I move to the other side of Tosaka, where I can attack Kasa from the other side. Uzuki watches that in silence. I knew it. There's no way that man won't notice something like this. He's aware of everything. The fact that we are trying to defeat them one by one, and the fact that Tosaka has some kind of plan. Even with that in mind, Kuzuki is letting Kasa do as she wishes. It's not like Kuzuki is being manipulated by Kasa. He became Kasa's master on his own free will. But still, based on this passivity, Kuzuki is close to a puppet. A servant who is skilled in providing backup using magecraft. And a master who is skilled in hand-to-hand combat. Their roles are reversed, and I feel like their way of being is reversed as well. Kasa who persistently seeks the Holy Grail, and the master protects Kasa without his own will. It makes me think, without a reason, that if Kasa was a master and Kuzuki was just a servant who protected her, then they wouldn't have fallen so low. Tosaka looks over at me. It means our positions are perfect. Then, the match will be settled if either of us attacks. Wherever Tosaka and I get defeated, or Tosaka defeats Kasa before that, our battle with Kasa will end here.
それじゃあ始めましょうか。あなたとの小競り合いもこれで3度目。いい加減ここで型をつけてあげる。
Let us start then. This is the third time I'm fighting you. I settled this for one last time. Tosaka steps in closer to Kasa.
大きく出たわね。まさかとは思うけど、本気で私に勝てると思っているの？お嬢さん。
You're talking big. I doubt it. But do you seriously think you can win against me, young lady?
だとしたら腕比べどころの話じゃないわ。今回も見逃してあげるから、まずその少年を直してらっしゃいな。
In that case, we don't even need to fight. I shall let you go again this time, so you can go fix that personality of yours.
そんなの勝てるに決まってるじゃない。
Of course I can win.
だってそうでしょ。あなたみたいな三流魔術師に一流である私が負けるはずないんだもの。
Isn't that right? There's no way a first-class mage can lose to a third-class mage like you.
そう。なら仕方がないわ。
Is that so? Then I suppose it can't be helped.
その増長、厳しくしつける必要があるよね、お嬢さん。
It seems that I need to discipline that arrogant mouth of yours, young lady. They brace themselves at the same time. With a few meters between them, they look like mirror images. That is a signal. I attack the defensive caster. And of course, I'm blocked by Kurozuki's blow. The ghost-like assassin is in front of me. I don't have the composure to watch over Tosaka and Caster's fight. He already knows my intentions. He will not let me buy time. Letting out the snake that is covered that cannot even saber, Tsuchiro Kurozuki comes to take my life. I can hold him off for 1 minute at most. That should be the same for Tosaka. Originally, This was a battle with no chance of victory had the roles not been reversed. There's no way we could win against enemies who surpasses us both in hand-to-hand combat and in magecraft. But looking at it, there's another way. We can at least put up a fight. Tosaka would be killed in an instant if she fought Kurozuki, and Kasa would end me just by pointing at me if I fought her. On the other hand, we might not be able to win, or at least we won't get killed in an instant. In other words, this battle is not about how we can defeat them, but a battle like walking on a tightrope to see how long we can hold off an opponent who is superior to us. Waiting for what? An interlude. Guess it's from Lancer's point of view? The lethal weapons cross. The twin swords and the spear repeatedly attack, trying to take each other's neck. Those attacks are continuous, without hesitation. Every blow that is released is meant to kill. Lancer is not an exception. Even though he told Rin Tosaka, his ally, that he would take it easy, it becomes secondary once the battle starts. It merely means that his spear happens to miss Archer's heart, and it does not kill him instantly, then he won't finish him off. Even in that case, his enemy will die, but Lancer would just need to drag Archer to Rin Tosaka before he does. Lancer does not care what happens after that. The Crimson Demonic Spear invades the enemy's territory. The spear breaks through Archer's defenses each time it's thrust. It is different from a battle from before. Archer cannot handle Lancer's attacks that he was able to dodge that night. It's only natural. This is the second battle. Lancer was bound by a certain command spell. To learn his enemy's master strengths, his master told Lancer,
お前は全員と戦え。だが倒すな。一度目の相手からは必ず生還しろ。
Fight with everyone, but do not defeat them. Survive a battle against someone who you are fighting against for the first time, no matter what. It is the only command he was given. He obeyed such a ridiculous command, and his no-holds-barred battle had finally come. Therefore, there's no way that it is the same as the last battle. There's nothing binding Lancer, and Archer is now fighting the fastest heroic spirit out of all the servants. Anguish escapes from Archer for a second time. Even his Hawkeye-like eyes cannot follow Lancer's spear. The spear trajectory is no more than a point to start with. It was changing into a flash of light now. He cannot see the tip of the spear closing in on him. Even the movements of Lance's arms and legs are speeding up to reach the realm that is no longer visible. He was able to dodge this much because he knew Lancer's spear from the last battle. He is doing what he can now, using the fact that he is inferior to Lancer when it comes to hand-to-hand combat, as a weapon to handle his fierce attacks. He is adjusting where he gets when he gets attacked. United in a red cloud limits the attacks by creating fatal openings himself. Of course, he will die if he does not dodge these attacks. If he's going to die getting wounds all over his body from trying to avoid an instant death, he'd rather die than an instant death with all the limbs intact. Otherwise, it would all have been for nothing. Fortunately, Lance is still underestimating Archer. No, he's simply immersed in the battle itself. If they are going to keep on killing each other, with just a difference in ability, then he can think of another 30 ways of showing openings. Predicting the enemy's movements using information gained previously, and breaking the status quo from cultivating battle experience. That is the mind of steel called the Mind's Eye, that is gained from training. This is nothing deemed as extraordinary. This is the only skill that he possesses. It's not innate like Saber's instinct, but it's a simple weapon that anyone can gain from training in a frank manner. Lancer restores his spear and stops for a bit. He observes the disgruntled bowman in red. It's obvious who is going to win. Archer has no chance of victory at hand-to-hand combat. That is something he knew. If Archer is a bowman, like his name states, this cannot be a fair fight unless he is shooting from a distance. But he blocked the attacks. He has been at an advantage and should not last a few more blows, but he blocked my full force attacks. Is he strong? Or am I going on easy on him? I sneer. Archer is a mysterious servant. I should admit that he is strong in that regard, but it's unthinkable that I'm going easy. The first attack was aimed at the neck to blow his face off. The second attack was aimed at the heart to smash his ribcage. There's no way I'm going easy. There's no way, but this is certainly true, that I wasn't trying to kill him. What is there in a serious battle? Battle between servants comes down to a battle of noble phantasms. The fact that I am cornering him without using that fatal attack is proof that I'm going easy. That reason. The cause seems to be the expression of gratitude that he had never heard before. Damn. Jeez. Am I being serious? The swords clash harder than before. Both parties spring apart with sparks that fly. Lancer's full force blow, as if it's about to hit himself, is offset by Archer's full force attack. The distance between them is about 5 meters. With that distance, Lancer would be able to close in an instant. I don't get it. The spearman in blue murmurs.
貴様、これだけの腕を持っていながらキャスターについたのか。貴様とリンならば、キャスターになぞ遅れは取るまい。
You went under Caster even though you are this strong? You and Rin would be able to defeat Caster. Lancer stopped emitting murderous intent, but there's no opening in his stance. At that, Archer slightly smiles.
驚いたな。何を言い出すかと思えば、まだそんなことを口にするのか。
I'm surprised. I was wondering what you were going to say. But you are still saying such things.
ランサー、私は少しでも勝算の高い手段を取っただけだ。リンがどう思うと、私はこれ以外の手段はないと判断した。
Lancer, I choose the option that has the highest possible chance of victory. No matter what Rin thinks, I decided that there is no other option than this. His voice, full of confidence, has no sense of guilt. The knight in red actually did not regret betraying his master.
そうかよ。尋ねた俺がバカだったぜ。
Is that so? It was stupid of me to even ask. Archer agrees. Lancer nods and quietly raises the tip of his spear.
確かにお前は戦上手だ。そのお前が取った手段ならば、せいぜいうまく立ち回るだろう。
You're certainly good at fighting. You should be able to manage well with the path you chose.
だが、それは王道ではない。貴様の剣には、決定的に誇りが欠けている。
But that is not the right way. Your sword definitely lacks pride. His fighting spirit rises. Seeing that, the bowman in red smiles in delight.
ああ、あいにく誇りなどない身だからな。
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have any pride.
だが、それがどうした？英雄としての名が汚れる？笑わせないでくれよ、ランサー。汚れなど、成果で洗い流せる。
But what about it? Will my name as a hero be disgraced? Don't make me laugh, Lancer. I can wash off disgrace with results.
そんな余分なプライドはな、そこいらの犬にでも食わせてしまえ。
You can feed your meaningless pride to the dogs. In an instant, the slightly relaxed atmosphere completely changes. The air freezes. The demonic spear with her magical energy to disrupt the order of the world and invert cause and effect is raised. The murderous intent that is released is nothing like before. In the midst of the tension, where it is difficult to even breathe.
犬と言ったな、アーチャー。
You said dogs, Archer. The spearman in blue bellows in a voice that could drive crows away from the battlefield.
事実だ、空風林。英雄の誇りなぞ持っているのなら、今のうちに捨てておけ。
It is true, the truth, Ukulain. If you have pride as a hero, you should get rid of it right now.
よく言った。ならば、お前が先に行け。
Well said. Then you die first. Lancer jumps back greatly. It is not the matter of distance to thrust the spear. The distance that opens between them is in an instant is over 100 meters. Lancer leaps back to the entrance of the clearing. This clearing and crouches on all fours like a beast. Archer's five senses freeze. Is it fear or awe? Whichever it is, he immediately understood. Meaning of Lancer's retreat. The fact that his enemy's next attack is literally a fatal attack.
俺のゲイボルクの能力は聞いているな、アーチャー。
You know about Galeborg's ability, right, Archer? Lancer, crouching on the ground on all fours, raises his waist. His form is like a sprinter waiting for the starting pistol. Archer does not have the time to answer. The knight in red throws away his swords and immerses himself in his own mind as fast as possible. But will he make it? Lancer's posture. If his demonic spear is like a legend, a noble phantasm that blocks it cannot be superficial.
行くぞ。この一撃。手向けとして受け取るがいい。
Yeah, come. Take this attack as a farewell present. The blue panther runs. Even his after image is far away. Lancer sprints towards Archer like the wind. The distance between both parties is 100 meters. Lancer is not going to thrust his spear with head running start. The blue figure crouches. The spearman that ran through 50 meters in an instant suddenly leaps up from the ground. His body flies through the air. He holds up the magical spear that always pierces the heart once it's thrust. Space distorts. According to the legend, the spear scatters numerous arrowheads once it's thrust into the enemy. In other words, Gay, soaring spear vet. The spear of causality responds to her words. The spearman in blue leans back as if drawing a bow. Balk lunges with death, and he slams down the bow with a roar. It's a noble phantasm that was made to be thrown. The spear that always pierces the heart once it's aimed. A cursed noble phantasm that cannot be avoided and will continue attacking the target every time it's avoided. That is Gayborg, the Spear of Destruction, possessed by the hero who never lost once in his lifetime. There's no way to stop the thing that is shot out with all of Lance's magical energy. It cannot be avoided, nor dodged. Therefore, it's fatal. There's no way for one to survive once they are targeted by the magical spear. The magical bullet approaches. In a split second, the knight in red closes his eyes as if accepting his death.
I have the bone of my soul.
The Fawn of Light clashes. The moment the Fawn of Destruction comes falling from the sky to directly hit the knight in red.
Yes!
7 rings cradling the burning heavens. The true name is spoken, shaking the air. The spear and shield clash. The spear of death, which breaks through every prospective wall and evasion. The spear is stopped. The fatal spear is stopped by Archer's noble phantasm, swirling up a storm of wind and scattering debris. The 7 flower petals that appear from somewhere protect Archer and oppose the magical bullet that tries to shoot him down. Who would know? This protection itself is Aias. The only thing said to have stopped the javelin of a great hero is the shield of Aias. There's 7 barriers shaped like flower petals, and each layer is as strong as a castle wall. It's a bounded field noble phantasm that is invincible against any projectile weapon targeted towards the user. A thrown spear would surely be defeated by the shield, without penetrating even one of the petals. At the very least, Archer does not know of any spear that can break through this shield. And yet, that fatal spear breaks through it effortlessly. The 6 flower petals destroyed, only 1 remains. The magical spear reaches the 7th petal, and that has never been pierced through and does not stop its force. The unstoppable fawn of the magical energy. The fat right in front of him. With a roaring spirit, Archer pours all his magical energy into his own noble phantasm. Lancer, who has landed on the ground, stares at the servant in front of him. Archer has wounds all over his body. His stretched out arms is like a decayed branch. His face is distorted in pain, not only from the wounds of his arm, but from enduring a headache beyond his imagination.
驚いたな。アイアスを貫通しうる槍がこの世にあろうとは。
I'm surprised. I did not think there was a spear in the world that could penetrate Ayas.
君のそれは、オリジナルのグングニルを上回っている。
The spear surpasses the original Gungnir. Another complicated name. Red compliments the spearman in blue from the bottom of his heart. There's no way such a thing would get through to our Lancer. His strongest attack, the attack that made him a hero, was blocked. He's so angry that his glare should be able to kill someone. But that anger is almost erased by a strong wonder. It is too strange. It is true that Archer is a mysterious servant. His identity is unknown. He carries twin swords by being a bowman, and even showed a shield that could block Lancer's strongest attack. That is abnormal. Such a hero cannot be found anywhere in this world.
貴様、何者だ?
Who are you?
ただの騎兵だが、君の見立ては間違いではない。
I'm just a bowman. Your judgment is not incorrect.
ざれ言を、騎兵が宝具を防ぐほどの盾を持つものか?
Nonsense. A bowman will not have a shield that could block a noble phantasm.
場合によっては持つだろう。
It depends.
だが、それもこのざまだ。魔力の大部分を消費したというのに、腕をやられ、アイアスも完全に破壊された。
But this is the result. I used up most of my magical energy. One of my arms is destroyed, and Ayas is completely shattered.
まったく、私が持ち得る最強の守りだったのだがな、今のは。
Jeez, that was my strongest protection. Lancer keeps glaring at Archer, who is bantering. Ben.
それより、気づいたか、ランサー。
More importantly, have you noticed, Lancer?
キャスターめ、存外に苦戦していると見える。こちらに向けられていた監視が止まった。
Kessa seems to be unexpectedly struggling. He's no longer supervising us. Archer adds, raising his arm, as if to surrender.
そうかよ。そうじゃねえかとは思ったけどな。てめえ、元からそういう腹か。
I see. I thought so. So that was your intention from the start?
無論だ。言っただろう。勝率の高い手段だけを取ると。
Of course. I told you, right? That I would only choose the option with the highest success rate.
とことん気に食わねえ野郎だな、てめえ。
I really hate you. Lancer says bitterly and turns his back to Archer. His job is done. His role to distract Archer is meaningless now. There's no need for him to support Rin Tosaka any longer. The spearman in blue turns on the heel and returns to his master and lays on the grass to observe some more. Man, what a chat. So I guess it's going well on their side too. I desperately parry the constant flurry of fists. Kuzuki's fists are like live snakes. Even if I barely dodge them, they change their course of direction to come bite me the moment I avoid them. That's how Saber got seriously injured. Saber was gazed by Kurozuki's snake because she had the reflexes to dodge it. But I don't have such reflexes. I can't dodge them. And first of all, I can't even see his fists. I can't see them, so it's impossible to even dodge them. My shoulder. Kurozuki's fist grazed my left collarbone. It's like a sledgehammer. It feels like as if it feels as if my left shoulder is shattered, and I almost dropped my dagger. I stop him bared, repelling the repeated fists aiming towards my face with a dagger in my right hand. I desperately retreat. I retreat without regard for my appearance, while Kurozuki closes in without revealing how he advances. I shiver at his stance. I won't be able to withstand the next attack. It's absurd that I was able to parry all the attacks until now. It doesn't feel real. Misunderstanding of being able to manage with just defenses. And being a decoy until Tosaka defeats Caster shattered from the first blow. So Ichiro Kurozuki took our previous battle in account. Before I was able to fend off Kurozuki who attacked Tosaka. So I thought I'd be able to block his attack if I projected Archer's twin swords. But on the other hand, that means I can't do anything without Archer's swords. Kurozuki took that into his consideration. This time, the first thing that Kurozuki did was try to take away my twin swords. My right dagger chatters. His fists, strengthened by Caster's magecraft, destroy my sword with just a few blows. Trace on. I immediately replace the dagger. I can't expect high quality from a forced projection and quickly made swords. As a result, the twin swords that had received several attacks lose their accuracy. I can't control my breathing. I frantically block Kurozuki's snake with my twin swords. My body just follows the twin swords. My limbs that copy Archer's movement have far exceeded the limit of my body. And then, there's this headache. My body erodes every time my twin swords are destroyed and I project new ones. It's different from using magical energy. It feels like I lose one of the few magic circuits I have every time I make a new sword. I'm almost out. I might be able to make 2 more. It's over when my magic energy runs out. But first of all, would I even be able to make 2 more? I'm in the air. Kurozuki's right fist, the fist that he hadn't been using, was thrust like a spear. I parried the blow that tried to pierce through my chest and ribcage with my twin swords. In an instant, my twin swords are destroyed, and it seems like I was flung away from the impact. I feel something hard against my back. I must have been flung about 5 meters. I try to resume my breathing and realize I can't breathe. Penetrating impact is numbing my heart. I can't breathe and I can't even move my limbs. Just for a few seconds. During that gap of my heart resuming to work, devil approaches. This is it. This man would finish me off if I dropped my guard only for a second. With me like this, it would be more than enough to kill me 6 times. I glare at my enemy. Even if my limbs don't move, there are still things I can do. I'm not the one who wields swords to start with. My weapon that I fight with has always been magecraft. Then, it's not over yet. My role is to hold Kuzuki down. I can't give up without fulfilling my role. Huh? That hitting sound didn't come from in front of me. The structure of his sword that I was imagining disappears. Kuzuki, who was approaching 2/5 of my neck, stops. That abnormality was behind Kuzuki. Tap into Caster with the altar behind her. Another interlude. Sasaka is also at an advantage. No. The burden is greater than mine, since she clearly understands the difference in their power. Asa points her fingers towards her, full of composure. Magecraft is Aero. Aero? Thus there is no need for incantations. To a witch that lived in the age of gods. She does not need a process to connect herself with the world. Cass is always surrounded by the divine mysteries that make the world go round. For her, magecraft is just something that she commands. Just like ordering a guard dog to attack. 8. Whoa. Accurate translation. Kind of. She counters that with her treasure jewels. She does not have the time to cast a spell, and she cannot match Caster's magecraft with simple spells. Her skill as a mage are as far apart as heaven and earth. To bridge that gap, she can only bring out the thing that she has been accumulating for a long time. Crystallization of magic energy that she has stored since she was born, as the daughter of a mage. She faces the challenge, preparing to use the remaining 9 out of 10 irreplaceable jewels.
けなげに頑張ること。そんな奥の手があるとは思わなかったわ、お嬢さん。
How brave of you. I didn't think you had such a trump card, young lady. Kasa keeps a smile, even though her magecraft is being nullified by pure magic energy. Kasa, who can exercise magecraft almost infinitely. And the girl who opposes her using jewels as amplifiers. That difference is obvious. I do not know how many jewels she has, but should be around 10 or 20. There's no way she can defeat Caster with that amount. 7. 7th. She neutralizes the electric charge with 7 jewel. There are 6 jewels left. With 6 more spells from Caster, her trump card will run out.
あら、綺麗に防ぎきるのね。本当にけなげ。自分だけ守っていれば石を使い切ることもないでしょうに。
Oh, you dodged them well. So brave. You wouldn't run out of jewels if you were just protecting yourself. Without reaching to the giggling voice, she readies the jewel between her fingers in preparation for the next bullet. Just as Kessa says, the jewels would not shatter if she were just protecting herself. Each jewel should be able to block Kessa's spell about 3 times. But she couldn't do that. Kessa's magecraft covers the sanctuary once it's activated. Kozuki should be protected by Kessa, but he is an exception. If she doesn't counter Kessa's magecraft before it's activated, then Shiro Emiya, who is keeping Soichiro Kozuki busy, will burn and die. Therefore, it is meaningless if she protects only herself. She can't let him die like that. And the premise of this strategy is that he stops Kozuki.
まだ守りきるつもり？大した信念ですけど、それもいつまで持つかしらね。受けてばかりでは結果は見えていてよ、お嬢さん。
Oh, you still plan to keep on protecting him? It is quite some conviction. But I wonder how long that will last. The result is clear if all you do is defend, young lady. Kessa's fingers move. What? 6 Winter River? I see the river, but I don't see the winter. Because halt or halt or whatever you call it in the pronunciation from the English language, I say halt. It doesn't mean winter. In response to that, she makes the first move. Her jewels will run out if she just and she will be killed if she keeps on defending. This is magecraft and her jewels. If that magical energy contained is the same, then it means she can beat Kessa if she makes the first move. But she cannot surpass Kessa's spell. If Rintosuka is the fastest without using spells, she can establish magecraft just by releasing jewels. Kassa is also the fastest as she can create divine mysteries with just one phrase. There's no first move in her Wehr battle. This is just a clash of power against power. The first one to lose from the clash and run out of magical energy loses. Ben. Fifth, third, fourth. What? Final Sword of Flames Synergy. Okay. I tried to translate it, but no. I just laugh every time I read it. Because it's not accurate and I know the language because, well, it's my mother language. She just needs to force her way through. She uses her jewel one after another and breaks through Kessa's magical energy. There are 3 jewels released. Additionally, she uses her treasured 4th jewel to add a synergistic effect. That magecraft is beyond her limits. You cannot use magecraft surpassing your own tolerance. She herself, who told him that, is breaking the rule to unleash this attack. The attack would destroy not only the sanctuary, but the entire church had Caster not defended against it. But the witch is in purple blocks it like it's nothing. No, it wasn't just that. Caster had swallowed all of her magical energy into her robe. Tosaka stands there in astonishment. Behind her, she can hear the sound of his defeat. The sound of breaking swords and his body slamming against the wall. The match is about to be settled. There's nothing she can do, and her body sways. She staggers forward as if defeated by inescapable despair.
あら、これで終わり？まだ手持ちの宝石はあるのでしょ？諦めずになくなるまで試してみたら？
Oh, is that it? You still have more jewels, right? Why don't you try until you run out of without giving up? She has no energy to answer. Regardless of how many jewels she has left, this was the best she could do. If that didn't work, not even 100 jewels would be enough to hurt Caster with her magecraft.
そう。ようやく理解したようね。何をしようが私にはかなわないと。けれど楽しくはあったわ、お嬢さん。魔術を競い合うのは久しぶりでしたからね。
It seems you finally realized that you are no match for me, no matter what you do. But it was fun, young lady. It has been a while since I competed with magecraft.
ええ。それだけでもあなたに価値を与えましょう。
Yes, I shall give you value just because of that. She stops herself from falling forward, suppresses her nausea with her hand, and keeps glaring at Caster.
悔しい？けれどこれが現実よ。むしろ誇りなさい。
Is it vexing? But this is reality. Actually, you should be proud.
遊んであげたとはいえ、あなたはこの私に魔術戦をさせたのだから。
Even though I did play with you, you forced me to compete with magecraft. Then Caster points at her, as if to pronounce her death sentence.
消えなさい。あの坊やが私のマスターに倒されるのは時間の問題。
Disappear. It is a matter of time until that boy is defeated by my master.
その前に、こちらもそろそろ終わりにしましょう。
Before that, let us finish as well. Caster slowly murmurs her death. That opening. She had been waiting for that judgment.
シュトラク、クローススパイ。
Huh? Second strength. Well, she only needs one phrase to release that spell. She hangs her head and smiles as she murmurs. I guess we are about to see what happens now. Huh? I doubt my own eyes for a moment. Tosaka and Caster. Their battle of magecraft ended with Tosaka's defeat. Tosaka slowly staggered forward as if asking for Caster's forgiveness, and Caster released magecraft to finish her off. That moment, Tosaka counters to the release magecraft. That's fine. That's not surprising. The problem is after that, Tosaka punches Caster with a with a fired up stance. Tosaka throws herself into the hellfire. She counters the release magecraft and Using it as a distraction, she jumps onto Caster. Caster's surprise is that of a mage. She could not have predicted that the mage that lost a magecraft would come punching at her. I didn't expect it either, so it must be like blasphemy for Caster, who's an excellent mage. But that isn't just an useless struggle. Tosaka closes in and lands on an 1-inch punch, a Chinese martial arts move on Caster's chest. Oh, that move. Like when Goku punch Frieza in the Resurrection F movie, and I think in Melty Blood that one character is also does that looks like Tosaka, but as a kid, I think. But let's not get universes mixed up, right? A shattering sound. Tosaka must have strengthened her fist like Kuzuki, as her blow easily breaks through Caster's defense. You're a mage and you're fighting barehanded? Tough luck. Self-defense is a required subject for a mage nowadays. I'm honestly fascinated by their coordination. Tosaka drops to the ground right after the 1-inch punch. Putting both hands on the ground, she crouches down to Caster's knees. To Caster, who has no hand-to-hand combat knowledge, must have looked like Tosaka disappeared. Then she executes a foot sweep. Oh, like Yuji from Jujutsu Kaisen. Who was it against? Was it against Shozo or Mahito? I don't remember. Her kick using her entire body is explosive, as if trying to kick off Caster's legs. Caster's feet are swept beneath her and lands on her back. But it doesn't stop. After the sweep, Tosaka stands up with her back turned to Caster, uses the turning a moment to jab Caster with an elbow. Fly! Tosaka stops her turning and throws a straight punch at Caster, putting her weight into it. Caster's body is blown away. Taking Tosaka's straight punch directly, Caster slammed into the wall like me. Wow, that must have felt. Leaning against the wall, Caster pants dizzily. Got you. There's distance between them. Tosaka kicks the ground to cover a few meters between them. The match is settled. Caster cannot move and her wound seems fatal. The battle only lasted for a few seconds. The match is settled within a 5-second interval after I was smashed into the wall when confronting Kurozuki. Caster has no energy left to fight back. Tosaka closes in on Caster with saber-like speed and delivers the finishing blow, strengthening for just a few seconds using magecraft. Tosaka intended to fight Caster close combat from the start. In close combat? Close combat? I don't know. At least she's punching her. Caster only saw Tosaka as a mage. She acted like she was at a disadvantage, so that she could use that opening to achieve her one-time surprise attack. And the plan worked. Kesa was deceived by Tosaka and completely lost. Tosaka has won this battle. Yes.
いや、そこまでだ、遠坂。
Oh, that's far enough, Tosaka. If not for the man's monstrous athleticism. If Tosaka running to Kesa was like a hurricane, then his speed is like a storm caused by the devil.
そう。
No way. Tosaka stops. In front of Kesa, leaning against the wall, is Soichiro Kuzuki, who was just in front of me until now. Tosaka moves. The instant Tosaka feels death and immediately shields her face while jumping back. Kuzuki's right fist that blew me away strikes Tosaka's face. Tosaka guards her face with both hands and jumped back, but she's sent flying. Tosaka is smashed into the wall opposite from me, with her arms dangling down as if they are broken.
勝機を逃したな。4度打ち込んで殺せなかったお前の未熟だ。
You missed your chance of victory. It's because of your inexperience that you weren't able to kill her after 4 strikes. He says calmly. But that's not Tosaka's fault. The reason she lost her chance is because of me. If I had stopped Kuzuki, Tosaka would have defeated Kesta. This is my responsibility. Our once-in-a-lifetime time opportunity was lost because of my inexperience and Soichiro Kuzuki's superior hand-to-hand combat skills. Kasta regained her consciousness. With Kuzuki by her side, she extends her awareness to the entire church. It was all for naught. Ambushes won't work on Kasta anymore. Tosaka barely has any strength left, and I only have 2 swords left. This is bad. If I use her to attack us in this state, we won't be able to see the light of day ever again.
感謝しますわ、マスター。あなたがいなければ、あのまま倒されていました。
It was close. I have to offer you my thanks, Master. If it wasn't for you, I would have been defeated right there and then.
世辞はいい。今はセーバーを起こせ。甘く見ていい相手ではなさそうだ。
Save it. Wake up Saber now. It seems there are not ones we should be underestimating.
ええ、的確な判断ですわ、マスター。
Quite the keen observation, Master. Kesta raises her hand and points at her on the altar. She is visibly bound by magical curses. Just as Kesta is about to set her free.
ああ、それがあと数秒ほど早ければな。
Right. You know, had you done that just a few seconds faster. The sound came from above. I can hear a whisper coming from the stairs above me. Kesta was the first one that noticed something was wrong. Kuzuki can't tell. Why? Because Kuzuki can't detect traces of magical energy. Kesta is on the move. Countless amounts of swords can be seen, floating above Kesta's master. Above Soichiro Kuzuki.
総一郎。
Perhaps Caster understood that she wouldn't be able to block that attack. She now stands in front of her master, trying to shield him from the assault.
トレースオン
I was certain that the voice above me muttered such words. The room is now silent. The floating swords turned their gaze upon a single target on the floor and rain down upon them, piercing them. The sword vanishes after they have cut through flesh and bone, leaving behind only traces of crimson. She chose to be a shield. Dragging her a bloodied body, the woman looks back to the man she tried to protect. Kozuki says nothing, while his servant stands in front of him with countless piercing wounds. Maybe she feels she doesn't have to hide it anymore. Taking down her foot, the woman shows her real face and slowly approaches her master. Her body is crumbling. At the brink of her death, the woman looks up at her emotionless master. Looks upon her emotionless master. She gently caresses the man's face with her hand. Master, are you alright? Her breath getting shallower with each fading second. Kozuki shows no changes. He simply utters a short confirmation, and he does not even bother to turn his gaze on Caster. I'm glad. I just can't afford to see you die. This is fine. Wait. The woman lets out a smile, realizing that perhaps she's content because of this man. Truly unfortunate. Just when I had finally found my wish. The woman's hands drops down from a man's face. As his body starts to disintegrate from her feet.
悲嘆することはない。お前の望みは私が代わりに果たすだけだ。
No need for you to weep. It simply means I will fulfill your wishes in your stead. The simple and straight answer makes her smile. She smiles and looks at him, like she's staring into a fading dream. I don't think that will be possible, because my wish had already been fulfilled. The great witch fades away, and she falls to her eternal slumber. The purple robe falls onto the ground. Without its owner, the robe also follows its master and fades into the wind. Not spending a moment looking at Caster, Kozuki has turned his attention to that guy. To the guy probably standing above me, to the knight wearing a red cloak. My head hurts. It's not from the burden of projecting too many weapons. It's that chant. The chant that came out of that guy's mouth is attacking my brain with a constant feeling of nausea. Trace on. I'm certain that it's what he said. I keep telling myself It's not possible for him to whisper those words, but without a doubt he uttered those exact words. Archer walks down into the church. Tosaka stares at Archer, and is probably still doubting her own eyes.
あーちゃ、もしかしたらって思ってたけど、そういうこと？
Archer? I had thought of that possibility, but did you really? Archer's not saying a word. He focuses his sight solely on his enemy, Kurozuki.
獅子心中の虫か。初めからこれを狙っていたな。アーチャー。
A viper in one's bosom. I see. That was your plan from the very beginning, Archer.
ああ。だが、どちらかといえば、トロイの木馬だろう。
Right, but considering she was one of the many legends uttered in Greek mythology.
倒すべきがギリシャの英傑であったのだからな。例え話としては、そちらの方がふさわしい。
I would say a Trojan horse would be the more fitting description here. Archer betrayed Castor right in front of her master, yet he shows no trace of regret, facing the same man.
そうか。お前のような男を引き込んだキャスターの落ち度だったな。
I see. It's Castor's fault for bringing someone like you into our fold. Even with her traitor standing in front of him, Kurozuki shows no change in his tone. He still has fight left in him. He's not a mage, and he's lost Castor, but Kurozuki still has the will to keep this fight going. He resumes his combat stance. Without Castor, Kurozuki's combat ability should have decreased drastically. Even if he still is the same dangerous viper, Castor's boon that turned his fists to steel should have been gone by now. Despite that, Kurozuki still decides to face Archer.
そうか。続けるというのなら、止めはしない。
I see. I won't stop you if you wish to continue. Archer takes up the swords. There are unseen sparks between them. The battle is set to begin. What? Is that really for the best? Kurozuki said he is not interested in the Holy Grail. He was simply here to accompany Castor, truly a master in name only. If that's the case, there shouldn't be any more reason for Kurozuki to keep fighting now that Castor is gone. Wait, what? Why are you doing this, Kurozuki? We're just following what Castor told you to do, right? Castor's not here anymore. You shouldn't have any more reasons to fight. My head hurts so much that my consciousness is fading, but I'm fixing my sight on both of them. Kurozuki closes his eyes from but a brief moment and answers.
そうだ。戦う理由などない。お前と同じく、私は聖杯などに興味はなかったからな。
You're right. I have no reason to fight, because you see, like you, I'm not interested in the thing you call the Holy Grail. Then...
だが、これは私が始めたことだ。それを途中でやめることなどできない。
However, this is something I started. It means I can't just walk away and not finish what I've started. It's simple. His answer is plain and simple. The fight begins. This battle between them will probably end in a single encounter. Even if Kurozuki possesses martial arts and skills beyond that of a simple human, his opponent is a servant. Simply being better than only normal humans is not enough. This fight is just an excuse to tighten up a loose end. This is the fate of a loser. fight between the two masters is always going to be kill or be killed. So, what's going to happen to Kurozuki is to be expected. If one is going to have a problem with this, then don't ever step into his war. Even so, if I can't stop them, why shouldn't I try? Why should I stop them? I have a good reason to stop them. Well, so Ichiro is a dickhead, right? Just let me save. Oh, I forgot to delete save files, shit. Anyway, well, he's an ass, and has done terrible things. But well, Issei looks up to him, so you probably should let him live, right? Let's just see what happens if I say, if I can stop, then why shouldn't I try? Oops. If there's a way for him to be saved, if there's a way to be resolved this without killing, it is so wrong to wish for it? Is it so wrong to wish for it? I don't mind being called naive, and I know I'm a hypocrite. To a master, defeating your opponent means killing them. They are all aware of the fact, before getting themselves involved thus far. They choose to fight, knowing they will have to kill or be killed trying. I know how much of a coward I am, wanting to step in and stop them from fighting. And yet, if I had already decided to fight for someone, to help someone, when I can't afford to lose a life, when that life can be spared. Stop. The fight is over. You don't have to fight anymore. I tried to stop them while enduring my headache. In that moment, Kuzuki makes his move. What? Maybe my move gave him an opening. Kuzuki shortens the distance between him and Archer in an instant and strikes right between his eyes. A strike would have shattered anyone's skull. Yet Archer decided not to dodge that deadly attack. The sound can be heard as far as the attack makes contact with Archer's head. The Red Knight chooses to withstand Kuzuki's strike. And uses the opportunity to pierce through Kuzuki's chest. It's only silence. No one could utter a sound. Even I am at a loss for words. So Ichiro Kuzuki is dead. He died on the path he chose. Like a ghost who is left behind, no words of longing, no feelings of regret or hope. My head hurts. I'm not sure if it's because my stress magic circuit is pressing against my nerves, or because I can't forgive Archer for killing Kuzuki without even batting an eye, or because I am mad at myself for being utterly powerless to oppose. Without knowing the cause, the sharp pain in my head gets even sharper. I turn my head towards the sound. With Kester gone, the binding curse should be undone. In front of the altar, at the back of the church, Saber hits the floor. Still lying on the floor, Saber's breathing is labored and in pain. Seeing her like that makes me forget about my headache. Saber. I rush towards her. I'm annoyed that even a few meters between me and her feels so far away.
シロ。
Game girl. Saber looks up. Seeing me running towards her, Saber lets out a sigh of relief. Huh? She suddenly tackles me and sends me flying. A sudden blow from the side. I was knocked down without resisting. My body is sent flying and bounces hard against the floor. My back lands first on the floor. I'm still confused by what just happened, but just as I look up, in that moment, I hear the sound of metal clashing again. Huh? What I see is Saber armoring up, and right in front of her, on the ground where I had stood, there are multiple swords piercing the floor.
外したか。
Man, what's wrong with him? I missed. It's him. He's let out a sound of disappointment as he keeps his sight on Saber. Not even able to stand upright, Saber glares at Archer. The bastard. I don't have to guess the reason. He fired his swords and tried to kill me from behind my back. Saber noticed what he was trying to do and instantly covered for me. Tosaka stands there, looking at him dumbfounded. The Saber wields her sword as she's gasping for breath. Even if their positions are different, they harbor the same question. Now that Kess is defeated, why is Archer trying to kill Shiro Emiya? Only Archer and I stood unfazed by the interaction. That's right. I'm not surprised at what just happened. We have despised each other from the very beginning. We have stood against each other knowing we will never get along. We both reject each other's existence, not even knowing why. Why? The reason behind why we reject each other is, if it is really what I think it is, of course he would want to kill me. I tried to stand up after being knocked to the floor. Saber was pretty desperate. She probably charged into me without being able to hold back. Because that, she can only barely catch her breath. That's why I must understand. If a Saber I knew were to tackle me, it wouldn't be this weak. Right now, she barely has enough strength to even face me. If she's to go up against Archer and that body of hers, it would be no different than suicide.
Archer, 何のつもり?
Archer, what are you thinking? Osaka approaches Archer. Of course, she's confused. Archer only sided with Kessa so he could betray her at the end and kill her. Now that he succeeded, there's no reason for Archer to attack me.
芝居はもう終わりでしょ。キャスターは倒したんだから、もう勝手な真似は許さないわよ。
Your little act is over now, right? Kessa's defeated, so why? So I won't allow you to act on your own anymore.
許さない。わからないな。なぜ私が許されなければならないのだ。私のマスターでもないお前に。
Won't allow? I don't get it. Why must I seek your approval to do anything? Especially when you are not my master anymore.
ハーチャー。
お前との契約は切れている。自由になった私が自ら進んで人間の手下になると思うのか？
My contract with you has ended. Now that I'm free, do you think I would choose to lower myself to be a human's lackey? Dosaka looks up upon Archer, like she still can't believe what she just heard. But then a sudden realization hits her.
まさか、アーチャー。
Don't tell me, Archer.
私の目的のためだけに行動する。
I only act for my own goal.
だが、そこにお前がいてはいささか面倒だ。
However, you're a bit troublesome for you to be there. Tosca jumps back. She distances herself from Archer and starts running towards me, while I am still trying to stand up. But Tosaka is not able to do that. A storm of swords 2 meters tall is raining down. The swords come down in a circular pattern, stepping the floor to create a cage. A circular cage with barely enough space for a single human. The instant the cage is formed, Tosaka is trapped in the middle of it.
ここまで来て邪魔はさせん。契約が切れた今、お前にかけられた0時の縛りも存在しない。
Now that I've come this far, I won't let you interfere. The contract is severed, so the command spells you have used on me no longer works.
キャスターについた理由はそれだけだ。あの0時を無効にするためには、契約を破棄せねばならなかったからな。
It's the only reason I've sided with Caster. In order to avoid the command spell you have used on me, I must also avoid the contract. Archer starts walking, turning his back on Tosaka, who is now trapped in a cage of swords. He's not walking towards Saber, or towards me, while I still have my knees on the floor.
やっぱり、なんでよ、アーチャー。あんた、まだシロを殺すつもりなの？
I knew it. Why, Archer? Are you still trying to kill Shiro?
そう。自らの手でエミやシロを殺す。
That's right. I will kill Shiro Emiya with my own hands.
それだけが守護者となり果てた俺のただ一つの願望だ。
That is my only wish. The wish of a man who has fallen to become a guardian.
何？
Strength is returning to Saber's body. She collects her thoughts, forces her strength, and shifts herself between Archer and myself.
アーチャー、あなたは、まさか。
Archer, don't tell me.
そうだ。いつか言っていたな、セイバー。俺には英雄としての誇りがないのかと。
That reminds me, Saber. I think you have once said to me that I don't have the pride of a hero.
無論だ。そんなものがあるはずがない。この身を埋めているのは後悔だけだよ。
Of course not. It's impossible for me to harbor such emotion. The only thing that I harbor is the feeling of regret.
俺はね、セイバー。英雄になどならなければよかったんだ。
You see, Saber? I wish I never became a hero. Saber's will to fight is leaving her body. Maybe she has suddenly understood something. Whatever it may be, she no longer has any animosity towards Archer.
そういうことだ。聞いているがいい、騎士を。マスターがいない身で無茶をすれば、すぐに消えるぞ。
I've said enough. Now step aside, King of Knights. You don't have a master anymore. So if you do anything reckless, you will disappear.
もはやエミやシローにはマスターの資格がない。肩入れしたところで君の望みには届かない。
Shiro Emiya has no longer the right to be a master. Your wish will not be fulfilled, even if you help him.
それはできない。マスターで亡くなったとしても契約は消えない。彼を守り、剣になると誓った。
Can't do that. Even if he is not a master anymore. My pact with him still stands. I swore that I would protect him, that I would be his sword.
聖杯戦争など知らなかった彼は、それでも私の一方的な誓いに応えてくれた。その信頼を裏切ることなどできない。
He didn't know anything about the Holy Grey War. Yet, he has answered my one-sided wish. I cannot easily betray that trust. She holds up her invisible sword, but the brave and gallant knight is nowhere to be seen.
そうか。ならば、偽りの主ともども、ここで消えろ。
I see. In that case, you can die here along with your false lord. Sword appears in Archer's hands. Well, Saber can't even withstand Archer's attack, as she is right now. You idiot. Saber, run! I stand up and try to reach out for Saber. Maybe she's trying to stay away from my reach. Saber focuses all her strength to her feet and rushes towards Archer. Fight is over after a few rounds of trading blows. Old Saber would have undoubtedly overpowered Archer, but now she can barely swing her sword for seconds before she's down on her knees. Saber doesn't even have a sword in her hand anymore. In an effort to resist Caster's curse, she used up all her magical energy. For Saber now, even taking in air is an effort. She's facing down, all fours on the floor, and trying her hardest to maintain her existence. Archer raises his arm. He swings his sword down upon the defenseless Saber. I rush in. And muster up all my strength to block Archer's attack. I hold out my two swords. With a weapon I instantly projected in my hand, I fix my sight on the Red Knight.
あとしばらくはおとなしくしていると思ったがな。さすがに目の前で女が殺されるのは耐えられないか。
Well, I thought you had behaved for a little bit longer. I guess you really can't stand a woman being killed in front of you. Shut up. The person you really want to kill is me. Then point your sword at the right person. The two of us continue to face off with each other. We both hold twin swords in our hands. Even though our stature may differ, our stance is absolutely identical.
人真似もそこまで行けば本物だ。だが、お前の体はその魔術講師に耐えられるかな。
If you mimic someone long enough, eventually no one can tell you apart. However, can that body of yours withstand using this much magecraft? A clear mockery. But like he said, I'm at my limit. My headache won't stop, and my accelerated magic circuits are at their limits because of my repeated projection. In my current state, if I continue to trade blows with him while maintaining the swords, my brain will explode before he cuts me down.
前に忠告したな。お前に投影は扱えないと。分不相応の魔術は身を滅ぼす。お前をここまで生かしてきた奇跡の代償。ここで支払うことになったな。エミヤシロ。
I told you already, you're not fit to use projection. Using a magecraft not fit for you will only lead to your own destruction. It seems you are paying the price for performing miracles until this point, Shiro Emir. Archer is charging towards me. Shut the hell up. Shut the hell up, you piece of... At that moment, I meet Archer's sword with my own. And such intensity, with such intensity, as if it will make me forget about my headache. I swing my weapons. My movement is simply a mimicry of my opponents. If my swords are borrowed, so is the skill to wield them. That's why there's no way I can match him. Even if I'm at my peak condition, I'm not able to defeat him. A fake can come close to the real thing, but it will never surpass it. That's why I didn't have a chance to stand up to this man from the beginning. He told me to drown holding on to my ideals. He has told me to live as my life was a lie. I couldn't say anything to him because he was my ideal. The power to realize the impossible. A man who became a heroic spirit after saving so many others. I am the one who wished to become like that. That's why I can't win. The man standing in front of me is the one who has reached the end of my ideal. If this man is truly the same person who wanted to become stronger to save others, the embodiment of Shiro Emir's ideals. The sword shattered. While I was able to block his attack, I lost my sword in the process. My consciousness is fading. My body is uninjured, but what's inside of my body is bleeding slowly with a withering away.
納得がいったか。それがエミやシローの限界だ。無理を積み重ねてきたお前にはふさわしい幕切れだろう。
Now, do you understand? This is the limit of Shiro Emir. It is a fitting end for someone who has been pursuing himself past his limits until today, pushing himself. He raises his swords. Just when I try to discern which side of the sword is going to cut down from with my fading consciousness. Eat my words. I will create your body, and your sword creates my destiny. If you heed the Grail's call, and obey my will and reason. Tosaka's dignified words echo in the church. Maybe he was distracted by that. The sword strike loses its momentum. If that's the case, even in my current body I can dodge that attack. I rolled away on the floor to create some distance. Archer clicks his tongue. He doesn't go after me and looks at Saber on the floor. Then answer me, or I shall place my fate by your sword. Tosaka is reaching her hand out to Saber from the cage of swords. Responding to her call, Saber rushes to Tosaka with all her strength. Upon my name is Saber, I hereby accept your oath. Rin, I will acknowledge you as my master. This is a contract that should have happened. Saber is finally able to get to the master she deserves. winds gather and whirl around Saber. Perhaps it's because she's gotten her real power back, now that she has a proper master. The Saber facing Archer now is the same person as before. It's not the same person as before, sorry. What is this? I'm not the only one stunned by the sight. Even Archer is enchanted by what's happening. A surge of magical energy and a set armor that impervious to damage. Sorry. That enormous magical energy which is enough to overwhelm anyone is truly infinite. That is Saber. The heroic spirit of a sword that is said to be the most powerful of all servants.
もとよりリンと再契約させるつもりだったが、いささか手順が違ってきたか。
I intended to have her forge another contract with Rin, but this isn't quite how I thought it would go. Maybe he can't spare any effort on me anymore, or Archer is only focusing on Saber.
それで、どうするセイバー？
And what are you going to do, Saber?
リンと契約した以上、君は本当にエミヤシロとは無関係になったわけだ。
Now that you have formed your contract with Rin, what happens to Shiro Emiya going forward is irrelevant to you.
言ったはずです、アーチャー。シロとの誓いはなくならないと。
I have told you, Archer. My oath with Shiro stands. Saber says with determination. Irritated by her words, Archer grips his swords.
あなたこそどうするのです、アーチャー。あなたがシロを手にかけるというのなら、私は全力でそれを阻む。
I could ask the same of you, Archer. What are you going to do? If you still want to kill Shiro, then you will have to go through me.
考え直すのなら今のうちです。今の私を相手にして、勝機があるとは思わないでしょう。
Now is your chance to rethink your decision. Should you go against me now? Well, I'm sure even you understand how slim your chances are. Saber's words are true. Saber is in her condition now could go against Berserker one-on-one and still walk away victorious. It doesn't matter who Archer is, he can't win against Saber. He understands that better than anyone yet.
たかだか魔力が戻った程度で、よくもそこまで強気になる。
Look at you brimming with confidence simply because you regained some magical energy. Not letting her respond, Archer charges at Saber. Swords clash. Bolt of Crimson rushes towards Saber, and Archer swings with all of his might. Saber blocks that attack without even flinching. That difference in stature and even Archer's sudden burst of speed make no difference. Saber parries Archer's attack with ease. Yet Archer is not one who falls back despite being on the offense. A single strike with utmost power and precision. Yet Archer is the one who falls back, sorry. Not only was it blocked, he even lost his balance in the process. Archer falls back without hesitation, seeing an opening. Saber attacks Archer with a fierce onslaught. There's nothing Archer can do, other than block Saber's attacks. If he tries to counter, Saber's sword will split his skull in that opening. No, he doesn't even have the spare effort to think about countering. The only resistance allowed for Archer is blocking Saber's attack until he runs out of strength. Even then, that won't last long. The magical energy imbued in Saber's sword is chipping away at Kancho and Bakuya. The twin swords can't stand any more of Saber's attacks, nor does Archer have such strength left. The end came sooner than expected. Not able to withstand Saber's assault, Archer falls down on his knees. Saber stops for a short time, then swings down her sword. A decisive strike. Archer stopped it with a cross form by his swords. The fight ends there. Archer did stop Saber's attack. Can't move another inch. If he lets go even for an ounce of his strength, Saber with sword will cut him in half, from the skull down. Pouring all his strength into his arms, Archer stops Saber's strike. Sweat is dripping down Archer's forehead, and he's gasping for breath. In contrast, Saber is calm and collected. In closer range combat, it's impossible for an Archer class servant to win against a Saber class servant.
ここまでです、アーチャー。
This is the end of you, Archer.
先ほど私の身を案じていましたが、それはあなたにも言えることだ。キャスターを倒すためにあれだけの宝具を使った今、魔力は残り少ないはずです。
You were worrying about me earlier, but I shall return those words to you. With Caster gone and the raid you've been using your noble phantasm, you shouldn't have much magical energy left.
加えて、この世に留まるためのマスターもいない。魔力の供給もままならない。今のあなたに何ができる？
On top of that, you don't have a master to anchor you to stay manifested in this world. You can't even replenish your magical energy. Just what exactly can you do in your current state now?
それこそ余計な世話だ、セイバー。
You don't have to worry about that, Saber.
アーチャーのサーバントにはマスターがおらずとも単独で存在する能力がある。マスターを失ったとしても2日は存命できよう。それだけあればあの小僧を仕留めるには十分だ。
Archer class servants have a unique skill that lets them stay manifested independently. They can survive for at least 2 days, even without a master. That's plenty of time for me to kill him.
バカな。まだそんなことを言うのですか。あなたの望みは聖杯ではなく、シロを殺すことだとでも。
Why are you still talking about that nonsense? Are you saying that you wish to not for the Holy Grail, but to kill Shiro? Archer didn't respond. His cold eyes simply stare at the battlefield and troubled Saber.
なんという
Effort and troubled Saber, sorry.
アーチャー、あなたの望みは間違っている。
How can you wish for something like this? That. Archer, your wish is mistaken.
なぜそのような結末を望むのですか。そんなことをしてもあなたは。
Why? Why would you wish for an end like that? Even you. Even if you do something like that, you want be saved. Tear bites down on her lips before she can finish her sentence.
間違えているか。
My wish is mistaken, huh? Archer puts more strength into his arms. He stares back at Saber.
それはこちらのセリフだ、セイバー。
Right back at you, Saber.
君こそいつまで間違った望みを抱いている。
Just how long are you still going to cling onto that mistaken wish of yours? A brief moment and sadness flickers in Archer's eye as he asks Saber.
アーチャー。
Saber grips on her sword weakened. Saber's grip on her sword weakens. Archer seizes the opportunity to free himself and uses the opening to kick Saber off. Saber was sent backward from that kick, but she lands with grace. The situation doesn't change from a minute ago. A statement between Saber, who is protecting me, and Archer, who has his back turned to the caged Tosaka. The distance between the two of us had exceeded about 5 meters.
分かりきっていたことだが、やはり剣技では及ばぬか。
Okay. I didn't think I could match your sword skills, but I think I would be this. But to think it would be this obvious. The sword in his hands disappear, and he faces Saber empty-handed.
アーチャー、剣を捨てたということは、戦いを収める気に。
Archer, I take that gesture to be you cheating?
まさか。君こそ思い違いはよせ。俺はアーチャーだぞ。もとより、剣で戦うものではない。
No, and I would stop your assumptions. I am an archer-class servant. There are no archers who would prefer to fight with swords. After saying that,
I'm the bone of my soul.
in a whisper, Archer starts with his incantation.
やめろ、アーチャー。私は、あなたとは。
Stop it, Archer. We still have...
セイバー。いつか、お前を解き放つ者が現れる。
Saber. One day, someone will be there to liberate you.
それは今回ではないようだが、おそらくは次も、お前と関わるのは、私なのだろうよ。
It seems that time has yet to arrive, but I'm sure it will be part of the next time you are involved.
Unknown to death, unknown to life.
The incantation echoes in the church. Nothing changes in the surrounding. An incantation that long will most certainly affect the environment. An incantation that long will most certainly affect the environment. Magecraft is something that works by exerting influence on the world itself. However, his incantation doesn't do it, but...
だが、それはあくまで次の話。今の俺の目的は、エミやシロを殺すことだけだ。
Well, that's a topic for next time. I only have one goal right now, and that's to kill Shiro Emiya.
それを阻むのならば、この世界は、お前が相手でも容赦はせん。
If you are to stand in my way, then this world, I'm certain, won't hold back on destroying you. He raises his left arm. Does that mean he's completing his incantation?
Unlimited blade works.
With a clear phrase, he starts to exert his influence on the world. Flames erupting. The flame trails across the floor, as if drawing a line. Does it mean the flames are creating a boundary around the church? The bright luminescence generated by the flames enveloped the church. In an instant, the church was replaced by a strange landscape. My headache is overpowering my thoughts. I can understand. I can understand this magecraft, this bizarre scenery. It shouldn't be possible for me to understand, but I was able to decipher what is happening in front of my eyes naturally. And that fact is hurting my head more than anything. To sum it up in one word, this is a forge. Burning flames and rotating gears in the sky. Swords with no wielder are scattered across this wasteland. Every blade across the landscape is a famed sword. Even the Kanju and Bakuya he uses were weaved from this world. A seemingly infinite projection of weapons. Countless weapons make this place look like a junkyard. And standing in the middle of a wasted kingdom is the Red Knight.
これ、
What is this? There's obvious confusion in Saber's voice. Standing in the cold phantom flame, she looks at the Red Knight, bewildered.
固有結界。
Reality Marble.
心象世界を具現化して、現実を侵食する大金獣。
A forbidden spell that corrodes the world by materializing someone's mental landscape over it.
つまりあんたは剣士でもなければ弓兵でもなくて
That means, not only were you not a swordman nor a bowwoman. Bowman.
そう
Sorry.
生前英霊となる前は魔術師だったということだ
Yes. I was a mage before becoming a heroic spirit. When I was alive. Tosaka speaks calmly. Does that mean she already knew? Maybe she has already discerned Archer's identity.
ではアーチャー、あなたの宝具は
An Archer, your noble phantasm is...
そんなものはない
I don't have anything of the sort.
私は聖剣も魔剣も持ってなどいなかったからな俺が持ち得るのはこの世界だけだ
That's because I never possessed any blessed swords or cursed ones. This world is the only thing I have.
宝具が英霊のシンボルだというのならこの魔術こそが俺の宝具
The noble phantasm is what represents the essence of a heroic spirit. And this magecraft, this reality marble, is my true noble phantasm.
武器であるのならばオリジナルを見るだけで複製し貯蔵するそれが俺の英霊としての能力だ
As long as it categorizes as a weapon, I can replicate it and store it in this world simply by looking at the original. That is my ability as a heroic spirit. Saber can't believe what she's heard. She looks around, bewildered, seeing only swords in the wastelands. Sword that feel no different than unmarked gravestones. This place filled with wasteland and iron, covered by a lonely grey sky. Lonely grey sky.
これがあなたの世界だというのか、アーチャー。
Are you telling me this is your world, Archer?
そうだ試してみても構わんぞセイバー
Indeed. Would you like to give it a try, Saber?
お前の聖剣確実に複製してみせよ
I will replicate your sacred sword with absolute detail.
私の聖剣、その正体を知って言うのか、アーチャー。
My sacred sword? Are you saying you know what it is, Archer?
もちろんあれほどのものになると完全な複製はできぬが真に迫ることはできる
Of course. I might not be able to perfectly replicate a sword like that, but I can make one that's close to the real thing.
となればどうなる聖剣同士が衝突した時周りの人間は生きていられるかな
What will happen then? When two sacred swords clash, do you think the bystanders will live to tell the tale?
アーチャー、あなたは。
You, Archer, how could you?
そういうことだ間違っても聖剣を使うなセイバー使えば俺も抵抗せざるを得ない
Now you're getting it. So don't go waving around that sword too much, Saber. If you unleash its power, then I will have no choice but to counter it.
その場合消えるのは我々ではなく周りの人間だ
If that were to happen, it wouldn't be us who will perish, but the bystanders around us.
お前のことだ自身を犠牲にしてもそこの小僧を守るだろう俺とて聖剣など投影しては自滅する
Knowing you, you would sacrifice yourself to protect that boy. I probably won't survive after projecting a sacred sword.
となれば生き残るのは一人だけそれではあまりにも意味がない
That means only a single person, Shiro Emiya, would survive, and everything would be for naught. Archer raises his left arm. At the signal, swords start to levitate behind him.
抵抗はするな
Don't resist.
運が良ければ即死することもないことが済んだ後 お前のマスターに癒してもらえ。
You won't die. If you're lucky, just ask your master to heal you after my business here is finished. Archer's fingers point at Saber. Countless swords turn and point at Saber. Every single one of those swords is capable of delivering a killing blow.
かわすのもいいが、その場合、背後の男は諦めろ。
You're free to dodge, if you'd like, but just know the man behind you won't be so lucky. He gives his command to the swords. The infinite amount of swords starts their assault. Saber can't afford to move a single inch from the spot. Knowing a single mishap could be fatal, Saber grips the sword in her hand and strikes down each and every sword that rains down. Trace. On. My headache is taking away my ability to think. My magic circuits will only last for one more try. My devastated insides are scorched beyond recognition and on the verge of melting. But all of that stopped mattering for the moment I saw this world. Next thing I know, I'm focusing my strength and running up next to Saber, fixing my eyes on those annoying swords.
シロ、ダメだ、早く。
Shiro, you can't be here. Step back. Who cares? If my eyes can't keep up with the flurry of swords, then what I need to do now is let my sense take over and analyze them. Even if my head can't process any faster, I'm still pushing it beyond its limits. The next wave of sword is coming. Feels as if the hammer of a gun knocks down on the back of my head. Don't. I reach out my left arm. I don't have a shred of doubt. I copied so many up until now. If the logic and the method behind what I did was correct, give me that bullshit, you bastard. Then there's no way I can't copy the flurry of swords before me. Fragments shatter around us. When I opened my eyes, his reality marble, or whatever it's called, was gone. What remains are the scattered fragments of swords and a hellish feeling of nausea that makes me gag, as if I'm about to throw up my own organs. He stares at me with animosity. Wait, what do you think you are doing, Archer? Archer grabbed Tosaka out of her cage of swords and restrained her. Tosaka violently moves her body, trying to get away from Archer's grasp. I don't know what he's done, but Archer puts his hand on the back of Tosaka's neck, and her consciousness is gone. After that, he decided to leave the church. He holds Tosaka in his arms as he leaps up the stairs that lead to the ground above.
どこに行く気です、アーチャー。
Where do you think you're going, Archer?
これ以上邪魔の入らないところだ。
To a place that won't be interfered with by anyone.
俺は今ので魔力切れだしな。お前に守られた小僧を仕留めるだけの力はない。
Besides, I ran out of magical energy. I don't have the strength left to finish that boy when you're protecting him.
リンを連れて行くのは人質ですか？
Are you taking Rin with you? Is she your hostage?
いや、交換条件だ。これが俺の手元にある限り、そこの小僧は俺を追わざるを得まい。
I wouldn't put it like that. As long as she's with me, that boy has no choice but to follow me.
加えて、リンはお前のマスターになった。いかにお前が小僧を守ろうと、マスターの命には変えられまい。
On top of that, Rin is now your master. You might think highly of that boy, but your master's life is irreplaceable. I'm trying to fight this nausea. Trying hard to hold on so I don't pass out. I respond to this nonsense. Outside of town. And then, exhausted, I tell him without even looking at him.
何
What? I told you. Head to the forest outside of town. There's an abandoned castle. If it's there, we won't bother anyone.
シロ、
You have something you want to say to me, right? Fine. Let's hear it. There are things I want to say to you too. I'm fading in and out of consciousness. Despite the nauseating sickness, I told him as much.
郊外の森そうかアインツベルの城があったな
The forest outside of town. I see. Einsburn Castle.
確かにあの城ならば邪魔は入るまい
Indeed. No one would interfere with us in that castle.
いい覚悟じゃないかエミヤシロ
Quite a resolve you have there, Shiro Emir. Shut up. That's not important. I don't want to hear his flattery. I have to listen. If I have to listen any more of it, my innards might burst out of my body from the unbearable pain. I dare you try to lay a finger on Tausaka. If you do, I will kill you even if I have to ask Saber for help. A sharp pain attacks me. I warn him in a rage and claw at my head to fight my headache.
よかろう場所を指定した見返りだ一日は安全を保証してやる
Fine. As your reward for the location, I will guarantee her safety for a day.
だが急げよマスターがいない今俺とて時間がないこの身は2日と持たぬだろう
But I would advise you to hurry up. I don't have much time since I don't have a master anymore. I won't even last 2 days.
その前にお前を殺せないとあらば腹いせに人質を手にかけかねんからな
If I don't get to kill you before that, who knows? I might kill the hostage out of resentment. His annoying laughter lingers in my ear as he leaves. I fell down to my knees before I can see him leave.
シロ、無茶をして、いくらあなたでもアーチャーと同じ投影をするのは早すぎます。
Shiro, no matter how much of you force yourself, even with your skill, it's too early for you to perform the same level of projection as Archer. She holds me as I fall down. Sorry, Saber. I let him take Tosaka. I try to stand up while holding my hand. Yet,
シロ、それはいいのです。リンは無事だ。アーチャーもリンには手を出さないでしょう。
Shiro, don't worry about that. Rin is fine. I don't think Archer would lay his hand on her.
それより、今はあなたの方が危ない。リンのことは私に任せて、シロは家で休息を取るべきです。
What you should really worry about is your body. Leave Rin to me. You should go home and rest. No, we don't have time for... I feel like passing out as I try to finish the sentence. Damn it. I can't believe this. It seems I don't even have the strength left to form words.
話は後で聞きます。今はあなたを家に連れて帰る。いいですね、シロ。
I will hear you out later. Right now, I must take you back to your house. I assume you don't have a problem with that, right, Shiro? Wait, what are you... I don't even have time to say anything back. Sarah lends me her shoulder as we are walking towards the stairs. The sky is still grey. We leave this now deserted church.
お、 ことは済んだみたいだな、坊主。
Oh, so you're done with your business, boy. Yeah. In the clearing in front of us is a familiar spearman. Saber glares at him while supporting me. She so tense that she would slash him without hesitation if he took another step. No, you're mistaken, Saber. He helped us.
は、ランサーがシロに協力したというのですか？
Huh? Do you mean Lancer cooperated with you, Shiro? Yeah, that's right. If you can, don't fight him, please. Saber stares at Lancer in astonishment. It seems like he is fully enjoying Saber's reaction.
それはわかりましたが、なぜですランサー？あなたがシロたちに協力するなど、何か企みがあるのですか？
I understand, but why, Lancer? Is cooperating with Shiro and Rin part of some scheme?
あ？なんだ？バカだろお前。んなもんあるに決まってんじゃねえか。裏で企んでなきゃよその手助けなんかするか。
Huh? Are you stupid? Of course I am. I won't help someone unless I'm scheming something secretly. Huh. I knew he was that kind of guy, but he's through. He is as thorough as he's making fun of Saber as well.
何がおかしいのです、シロ。
So funny, Shiro. Was I laughing?
ええ、笑っていました。どうやら私の思い違いだったようですね。笑みがこぼれるほど元気があるのなら、この肩を貸すまでもなかったようですが。
Yes, you were. I suppose I was mistaken. It seems that as well as I don't need to support you, if you are well enough to laugh. It's bad, but that's made me a bit relieved. Saber is the same as before. Our connection is gone, but she is here, just like before. Then, what's there to regret? My bad, I guess. I left my guard down. No, now's not the time, huh?
はい。リンを取り戻すにしても、今は休まなければ。ランサー、何が目的かは知らぬが、もはや用は済んだのだろう。ならばされ。私も、今はあなたとは戦わない。
Yes, we should rest now. Even if we are to get Rin back, answer. I do not know what your objective is, but you should be done with your business, then leave. I will not fight you now. She declares in a dignified manner and goes down to the clearing.
あ？おい。万事守備よく行ったってわけじゃなさそうだな。何が起きたんだ、坊主。
Eh? Huh? Everything went well. Or I guess not. What happened, boy? I just took Tosaka away. We're just going to get her back. Bear my dizziness and answer looking into Lance's eye.
何？おい待て。それはどういうことだ？
What? Hold on. What's going on? I'm sorry, but I don't have any energy left. I can't give such a long explanation. I should go home and...
アーチャーの目的はシロを殺すことです。そのために私のマスターとなったリンをさらい、交換条件としてシロに一騎打ちを命じました。
Archer's objective is to kill Shiro. In order to do that, he abducted my master Rin and requested a duel with Shiro in exchange.
一日中にアーチャーの元に行かなければ、リンの安全は保証しないそうです。
The safety will not be guaranteed if we do not get to him within a day. Well, it was helpful of you to explain on my behalf, but there's no point in telling Lancer that, Saber.
やろう。やりやがったな。
Damn, he really did it this time. Then, he takes off his friendly face and grits his teeth.
ランサー？
つまりあれか。あの野郎、 一度ならず二度までお嬢ちゃんを裏切ったってわけか。
So what? He betrayed this young lady not once, but twice?
ええ、そういうことになりますが、それがどうしたと。
Yes, that would be the case. What about it?
どうしたじゃねえ。くそ、気が変わった。
Don't what about it me. Damn it. I changed my mind.
手助けするのはこれっきりだったがな。もう少し付き合わせろ。このままじゃ寝覚めが悪い。
This was the only help I was going to offer, but let me help you a little longer. I won't be able to have a peace of mind like this. Lancer spits out and starts walking. Saber stares at Lancer silently. I understand how she feels. Lancer's back looked as if he was telling us that he'll join us.
参った。素人リンはどんな魔術を使って彼を味方に引き入れたのです。
I'm troubled. What kind of magecraft did you and Rin use to get him on our side? Saber's voice sounds more shocked than amazed. But unfortunately, I don't have the energy to answer, and my wounds are starting to hurt again. No, first of all, I'm the one who wants to ask that question. Oh, an interlude. Probably from Archer's point of view or something like that. And I recall his dream. Was written, I think. The memory of a man who was set up as a hero. The story of a knight whose end came to a place that I can't reach. That hill is his world. A desolated wasteland and the man attained by fighting for others. Apparently he died smiling in satisfaction, holding on to this view.
バカじゃないの、本気で。
He's seriously stupid. Yes, that just makes me seriously mad. He tried his best, worked hard even though he was an ordinary person, and finally obtained a miracle with his own blood. Can it be a lie? Can it be a lie if he doesn't become happy? If he made many people happy, then he had to become happier, when all those people combined. But he did not receive such a reward. The only thing he was given was the fate to use as a guardian after his death. That's right. Why didn't I realize that? Guardians are summoned into every age. Doesn't that mean that they are summoned from every age? In other words, from the present and the past. And heroic spirits can be summoned from the future we have yet to see. For guardians who are pushed into the position of the axis of time, the concept of time does not exist. At the point of that they become a heroic spirit, they sublimate into something other than that they are used to be when they are human. Then, it is possible for a guardian to be summoned into the place and age they've lived in when they were alive. It's vexing when I think about it. It's because neither of them gets salvation. The one that watches his past self, or the one that watches his eventual self. They were only hurt by how they changed. I already know the end of this big idiot who tried to be of help to others. He became a guardian by choice. He thought that it was more than he could ask for if he could save people even after he died. He did not have the power to save people when he was alive, but he believed that he could break through any tragedy as a heroic spirit. Thinking so, he made a contract with the world to give his body after death and saved hundreds of lives. He believed he would be able to save tens of thousands of people and more after that. But he was betrayed by such hope. Places where heroic spirits and guardians appear are only hell. They only appear when the world is about to be destroyed by people. Humans are beings that perish by their own doings. That's why the process of destruction should always be the same. He was only summoned to those hells. In the lands where the ones he wanted to save were already dead, he killed even more people. The boy who said he just didn't want to see anyone cry could only see humans crying forever. There's only one thing I can say. He has been betrayed by many things the whole time. And in the very end, he was even betrayed by the only thing he believed in, his ideal. I am the bone of my sword. Steel is my body, and fire is my blood. I have created over 1,000 blades, unknown to death, nor known to life. I have withstood pain to create many weapons. Yet those hands will never hold anything. So as I pray, unlimited blade works. It was the only spell he was given. What is that? Makes me so mad that I want to beat his chest and scold him. I, Rin Tosaka, have never had any hardship in my life. So I might not have the right to say it, but I believe in working hard and going through pain. It's wrong not to be rewarded for your battles. That's why I'm angry with his unrewarded life, and most of all, I can't leave him, who ended up cursing his life, be. As long as you're my servant, I won't do anything other than what I believe in. I'm not as naive as Shiro Emiya, but there are still things that I cannot give up. No matter who it is, I don't have the intention of giving it up. That's right. That's why I swore that. As long as I'm his master, I will believe in the path like he used to do. In my path like he used to do. That's about all I can show to him. That's about the only way I can repay him. That might have been meaningless, but at least I do it so that Archer, who lost sight of his own past, would realize that his life was something he can be proud of. The first thing I notice when I wake up from my slumber are the sensation in my limbs. They hurt, and I can't move them. I'm tied up. Thus, I'm sitting in a chair and seem to be sleeping in an unnatural position. I don't want to admit it, but I am in the worst possible situation. To be honest, I can't do anything. My hands are behind the chair and restrained by something like handcuffs. My ankles are the same, and I can't stand from my chair. On top of that, my handcuffs and shackles are magecraft resistant, and my magic circuit is so messed up that I can't even create magical energy. Now that I've confirmed my situation, I check my surrounding. It's cold. The room made of stone has no heater, and it's an abandoned place that hasn't been used for a while. It's dark outside. The windows, from the looks of it, it's probably past 10 PM or so. So, What are you planning, Archer? I glare into the darkness. The shadow of that pillar. Of a pillar. The knight in red is sitting on that pile of rubble.
どうもこうもない。お前はエミやシロを釣る餌だ。それは自分でも分かっているだろう。
Nothing. You are just bait to lure Shira Emiya. You should know that.
私がいなくたってシロなら勝手に来るわよ。そんなことあなたならわかるでしょうに。
Shira would come even if I wasn't here. You should know that.
そうだな。だが、そこにお前がいては都合が悪い。ことが済むまで、目障りな邪魔者にはここでおとなしくしていてもらう。
Yeah, but it would be inconvenient if you were with him. I have you stay here quietly until things are settled. Archer states without appearing in front of me. There's no sign of previous intimacy. He's really a calm assassin now.
そう。どうあってもシロを殺すっていうのね、あなた。
I see. So you will kill Shira Emiya no matter what?
ああ。あのような甘い男は今のうちに消えた方がいい。
Yeah. A naive man like that should be killed right now. He replies, if it's only natural. Only thing I can see from here is a shadowed side profile. His expression is cold, as if he's wearing a mask. That makes me seriously infuriated.
シロが甘いってことは言われなくても分かってるけど。
I don't even need to be told that Shiro is naive. I take a breath. It'll end if I say this. Archer will never come back to me if I say that. I take a breath and stare at the man in the shadow.
それでも私はあいつの甘いところが愛しいって思う。
But still, I think that naive part of him is lovable.
あいつはああでなくちゃいけないって。ああいうやつがいてもいいんだって救われてる。
He needs to be like that. I'm safe by having a guy like him.
けど、あんたはどうなの？
But what about you?
そこまでやっておいて、身勝手な理想論を振りかざすのは間違ってるって思ったわけ？
You did this much. But you think it's wrong to preach a selfish ideal?
何度も何度も他人のために戦って、何度も何度も裏切られて、何度も何度もつまらない後始末をさせられて。
You fought for others again and again, got betrayed again and again, and you were forced to clean up after them again and again.
それで人間ってものに愛想が尽きたっていうの？あっちゃん
Did you get fed up with humans for that, Archer? I get even more angry as I speak, and I'm yelling at the top of my lungs. Archer doesn't answer. Side profile consumed in the shadow is no longer the side profile that I know. You cannot save everyone. When I heard that from the man I believe could save everyone, all I felt was repulsion. Look, Shiro.
正義の味方に救えるのは味方をした人間だけだ。
A hero of justice can only save those he has sided with. I didn't like those words either. I didn't want the person who I thought was the hero of justice himself to say such realistic things. Since that time, my life has just been trying to overturn those words. There's no need for sacrifices. Nobody will be hurt if you work hard and do your best. My old man must have always admired that as well. So? Yeah, I'm relieved. I can't look away from his final moment. Osaka said that such a lie is distorted. Life is distorted. I know. I realized that a long time ago. There's no such world where nobody gets hurt. And there's no happiness where nobody gets hurt. Such a convenient utopia does not exist anywhere in this world. The hero of justice that I am trying to become is just hypocrisy.
人助けの果てには何もない。
There's nothing at the end of helping people. So, I know that without having to be told.
他人も自分も救えない。偽りのような人生だ。
It's a false life where neither others nor yourself can be saved. Yeah, even if that is true, I won't let you say it. I don't care if anyone other than him denies it. But I won't let him say it. The same things. We have the same beginning, and even if we were to turn out like that, no, that's why I have to deny him. So that he doesn't approve of the former Shiro Emiya. As long as I am here, I won't approve of him. Even if his dream is distorted. If I believed in this and decided that I will keep on believing in it, then I wake up. I look at the clock right away and see that it's past 11 p.m.
目が覚めましたか、シロ。
Are you awake, Shiro? Saber says in a calm voice, sitting on her knees. It has already been half a day since we came back from the church. She must have been watching over me the whole time I was unconscious. Yeah, I'm awake. My body is fine. My fatigue went away, and my headache is gone. I get up from the bed. The sensation in my limbs are back as usual. The magic circuit that I overused is still exhausted, but it hasn't burned up.
行くのですか、シロ。
Are you going, Shiro? Saber suddenly asks. The answer is obvious, so I silently nod back.
わかりました。では私も同行します。
Understood. Then I shall go with you.
ですがシロ。リンは私のマスターです。彼女を救い出すのは私の役目だ。
But
ア
Shiro.
ーチャーは私が止めますから、シロは。
But Shiro, Rin is my master. It's my duty to rescue her. I will stop Archer, so you... No. It is the other way around, Saber. I fight Archer. I interrupt Saber. She looks at me uneasily.
それはダメだ、シロ。
Oh, Shiro.
アーチャーはあなたの。
Archer is your... She hesitates, having a hard time saying it. I know. I think I knew who he was from the first time I met him. I was repulsed by him without reason from the first time we met. I stubbornly hated him, thinking that I could not approve of him. That is only natural. Any person would look away if they are shown their own mistakes. Yeah. But that's why I can't approve of what he did. I have to settle my match with him. I stand up. My body isn't in great condition. There's only half a day until time is up. I can't spend any more time resting.
シロ。
I'm not in the position to be able to say this, but please, Saber. I fight Archer. I don't want you to help me, no matter what happens. I bow as I ask Saber.
いいえ。そのようなことをする必要はありません、シロ。
No, there's no need to do that, Shiro.
あなたがそう望むのなら、私はそれに従いましょう。
I shall obey, if that is your wish.
この身はあなたの盾になると誓ったのです。その行く末を最後まで見届けます。
I swore that I would be your shield. I shall see your fate off until the end. The answer is perfect. A dignified voice sweeps away the uneasiness lingering on my mind. Thanks. It's reassuring to know that you'll be watching over me.
はい。私もあなたがそうであってくれて嬉しい、シロ。
Yes, I'm glad that you are you, Shiro. She smiles back. We've prepared for departure now. We leave my house. Who would have thought that we would go back to that castle again?
おい、お前ら、人の話聞いてねえだろ。
Hey, you guys aren't listening to me, huh? Huh?
は
What? We both turn around. The funny man. Oh, come to think of it, Lancer was still here. Oh, you have more free time than I thought. It just slips out. He seems to be aware of it himself, as he doesn't seem to deny it.
ランサー、あなたが何を企んでいるかは知りませんが、私たちに同行しても得るものはありません。
Lancer, I do not know what you are scheming, but you have nothing to gain by joining us.
アーチャーはすでにマスターを持たないサーバント。
Archer is a servant without a master.
あなたのマスターが倒したがるとは思えませんが。
I do not think that your master would want to defeat him.
ああ、分かってる分かってる。別にアーチャーの野郎をどうこうしようって気はねえ。坊主と奴の殺し合いにも手は出さねえから安心しろ。
Yeah, I know. I have no intention of fighting Archer. I won't interfere with their fighting, so don't worry.
では何のためについてこようというのです。私との決着を望むのなら、ここでつけても構いませんが。
And what are you following us for? If you wish to settle the score with me, you can do it right here.
いや、それも願い下げだな。俺は貴様のマスターと敵対する気はない。むしろ売りたいのは恩でね。ここらで貸しを作っておこうと、そういう腹だ。
Oh, I pass on that too. I have no intention of opposing your master. However, I want to do her a favor. I wanted to be in the debt to me. Silver glares at Lancer, and Lancer ignores her stare. Fine, do as you wish. It would help us if you will help to rescue Tosaka.
シロ、ランサーは敵です。そのような軽い決断は。
Shiro, Lancer is an enemy. You cannot make such a rash decision. Don't worry about that. He's twisted, but he doesn't lie. And he can't do anything that's sneaky. He'd defeat us head on before he'd want to trick us.
それはそうですが、しかし。
That is true, but I drive him away if you don't want to. But he'll follow us even if we let him be. In that case, it's easier to have him by our side so we can keep an eye on him, right? Like a loyal dog.
たった数日で随分と口がうまくなったのですね、シロ。
You have become quite a smooth talker within just a few days, Shiro. Well, a lot happened. Anyway, that's it. Lancer, we won't concern ourselves with you, so don't bother us either. If you're fine with that, let's go. I call to Lancer, who is watching us with a smile.
十分だ。いや、いいコンビじゃねえか。
Good enough. Wow, you guys make a great pair.
セイバーは見ての通り融通が利かないからな。お前が大人になってくれて助かったぜ。
Saber is inflexible, just as she looks. It's good you became mature.
そのようなことはありません。融通が利かないのはむしろシロの方だ。私がどれほど苦労したか、あなたに何がわかるのです。
That is not true. Shiro's the inflexible one. You don't know how much trouble I have been through.
さあ。
I don't know.
なんだ？聞けば話してくれるのか、セイバー。いいぜ。城までは随分とある。道中お前の苦労話を魚としよ
What? Would you tell me if I ask? Fine. We have a lot of time, until we get to the castle. Let's entertain ourselves on the road with your stories.
なぜ私がそのようなことを説明しなくてはならないのです。それこそあなたには無関係ではないですか。
A funny face. Why do I have to explain such a thing to you? You have nothing to do with this. Saber accuses Lancer. Wow. Saber and Lancer really don't get along. I didn't think that Saber would yell like Tosaka. Oh well. Let's get going. We don't have the time to be playing around. We need to get to the castle as soon as possible. I leave the two behind and start walking.
シロ、私は遊んでいるわけではありません。
Shiro, I'm not playing around. She must still be worked up as she yells as she catches up. Lancer keeps his distance from us and follows us aloftly. It's midnight. I know how long it takes to get to the castle from here. We should be able to make it in time. Well, most likely get there by dawn. We'll most likely get there by dawn. We head towards the masterless old castle in the forest and start walking in the night. So, we have reached the end of the day. Yeah, I have to delete a save file. Starts out with an interlude. What did I see there? Well, that's just after image. So that's the title of the next day. Oh, an interlude. I can't pause. So, we have reached the end of another episode. That was quite eventful. A lot of great moments and, well, unlimited blade walks and stuff like that. Saber at full power, charging up. A loyal dog and yeah. Anyways. I will see you in the next episode, and I don't know if it's the last one. I don't think so, because we still have to deal with Gilgamesh and Shinji. So I think there's still more than one episode left. But let us surprise ourselves with watching the next episode. So, without further ado, I will see you in the next episode. Until then, goodbye.